comic is better than the other. They both think it's them. We're smoking and joking and having a blast. 2 comics, 2 cigars. 2 comics, 2 cigars. Yeah.
2 comics, 2 cigars. I already did the promo shots. Way to fucking guzzle it. Should I start again?
I think these are great.
Today, what do we got? Do you remember the brand, all of it?
Romeo y Julieta.
Yeah.
Medallas de Oro. Reservas.
Reservas.
Yeah,
that's what they were.
That's what he made.
Reserva Real.
He made certain to let us know that they were that, as opposed to like typical ones.
Reservas does seem like you're way better off, like you're doing something right. These are going to be impossible to light in this heavy wind. Hi, I'm Ari Shaffir. This is Mike Cannon. This is 2 comics, 2 cigars. How are we going to do this? I mean, there's literally zero chance. We're gonna have to run off camera and come back.
Between the flame, the gusts of wind, and also how precarious this camera setup is.
Oh yeah, that camera's constantly gonna look at that one. It's just resting in the fucking like a cobra.
It's kind of incredible, though, that we do have technically a 3-camera professional shoot in the middle of a park, and there's a security guard right behind us looking to shut this down quick.
Might run it off real fast.
Yeah, who knows?
Should we not look at them? How do you play this usually?
I usually don't look at them until they uncomfortably stand
right, where that's
close
like,
to us.
Okay, you're obviously here for me.
Right.
Yeah. You don't want to drag him in if they're just glancing.
No, and I feel like we're not doing anything too obstructive.
Should we be ready with a Tony said we're okay? It's all right. You can come through. Yeah. Like somebody gave us permission kind of thing?
I feel
he's like can't be here. It was like Tom said it was fine.
Yeah, I'm terrified that my camera's going to smash.
It's the most tenuous fucking of all the.
I'll be at the edge of my seat, ready to jump.
It's shaking for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
And this fucking security guard is right there.
This is just part of the program, guys. When you do guerrilla production.
2 comics, 2 cigars. Tell us about this Romeo y Julieta. So we went to the cigar lounge today, the Hill Cigar in the most Italian part of St. Louis, Missouri.
That's right. So much so that fresh coat of paint of the Italian flag was literally all over the place. Mm-hmm. Not only on the fire.
Did Italy just get their freedom or something? Did they just win the World Cup?
No, as a matter of fact, they got bounced out of the World Cup.
It does seem
quite odd. They have no reason for pride. Yeah.
Killing me just sitting there.
He's just sitting there, so we're just.
You think he's calling it in?
No, I mean if he thinks he needs backup.
Backup, because there's 2 of us, 1 of him.
Yeah, but I feel like we look like pretty docile whites.
Yeah, I mean I do want to. There's no cigar things here.
No.
All right, let's talk about why we chose the cigar.
Okay.
We might not be able to get the whole thing. Oh, gust of no wind. Go ahead.
So this Romeo y Julieta, I did in particular pick this one because my father used to smoke this a lot every time that I would go golfing with him, which is the only time we would spend time together.
When you were golfing?
It's like when I reached out and tried to like find a common interest with him.
It'll be golf maybe.
Yeah, it'll be golf.
Like, we can try it, but I don't think it'll work.
That's right. And I even had a bit about this on my hour, but he once said, this is like me in 8th grade, and I think he was like trying to connect with me, but he said this tastes so good it's like pussy.
Did it connect with you?
No. No, as a matter of fact, it really gave me an uncomfortable image of my mother's vagina. of her whiskey-dipped twat.
You think that's what, what's his name was doing?
Bill Clinton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was just aging them.
It's like dipping them in whiskey. You ever do that?
And also, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I do have a pretty good encyclopedic memory and of Michael Jordan trivia and information, just useless bullshit. I'm pretty sure this is his go-to championship cigar that he would smoke in the
Romeo
locker room.
Reserva.
I don't know if it was the Reserva. I just remember the red Romeo y Julieta band around the cigar.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I wonder if those guys are like, this is a fine cigar, or this is what I was able to smoke when I was fucking younger. This is like the best I could do.
I'm sure his palate has changed since now he like, I mean, he probably like rubs elbows with like the Saudi prince and shit like that. Like
yeah. But this was made by a slave. Whoa. Dude, this is never gonna work. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is never gonna work.
Nope.
Dude, zero chance.
This guy
Oh
didn't
my
even
God.
have to kick us out. He just waited for Mother Nature.
He, I
Wow.
mean, zero chance. That
No.
camera's down. Oh my God! What gale force winds are these?
Did we
Are we in a tunnel?
I
Let's
think
go over
we
that
did.
chair.
We're in between.
Should we go over where that chair was? The
Which one?
first place that we passed by when they said we might get kicked out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just keep it going, but let's go over there.
I'll just keep it recording.
Yeah.
All right.
Just pick it up. Oh my God. That was fucking nuts. Oh my Lord. Wow. This is fucking crazy.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Now, do we try it here?
Yeah.
In there?
Yeah.
All right, that's fine. Let's go over there. Oh my God.
This is madness. I don't know if this bench is crooked or if my tripod is. I'm going to assume the tripod is. Oh, God. I mean, it might be tight in on us, but I do think it's moderately protected from the wind. I don't know, though. Oh, God.
Put it way back there and zoom in. Or is that gonna be too light? Too bright?
I think that's playing with wind. This is actually okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah, it's not really wobbling, right? Oh, now it is.
If it wobbles, it's okay. It's just don't want to fall over.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll keep an eye on it. You know, there's no wobble-free camera zone in St. Louis. This fucking thing. God damn.
That's why there's no influencer from here.
Right, but this is well, that's not true. Nikki Glazer. But
That's right, she is. Maybe the most important influencer from here.
that's gonna put St. Louis on the map.
I do remember Jordan smoking. Well, hold on. Let's just get,
Yeah, get yours lit.
is yours lit?
Mine is not. Mine is not close. But I remember, and I'm not. Yeah. Is this the first episode? Oh, God. Oh, God. Slow down, wind. I am not your enemy. We should capture... Oh, maybe that camera's catching. Ari. I was saying which camera was catching you in the corner trying to light your cigar. This is the craziest episode. But this is why. This is why people tune to YouTube, because they want to see this stuff.
No production value. Okay. Give it a go. We're back. I mean, we're going to smoke it as best we can. We don't have a full hour. I do remember Jordan smoking cigars as he was like holding that trophy and like still wouldn't let it go. Yeah, it was
the three
badass.
fingers. It just looked cool. Like, I'm not a cigar guy. I'm still really not. Like, I smoke them every once in a while when it's like a social thing to do.
Yeah.
But when I watched that as a kid, I remember my goal was to do something great enough
And then have a cigar.
to smoke a cigar.
Champagne all over you.
Yeah.
Fucking, let's smoke a...
I've been pissed after every one of like a special taping or album or whatever. There's been no champagne bath.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah. There is something about celebration of having a fine cigar, just having it nearby you. I think Joe List, or it's possible Robert Kelly. It was Robert Kelly brought a box of our fathers, or my father's, I never remember that, to Joe List's wedding, and it was like, give them out. And then somebody got upset because it was like, who smoked like fucking 5 puffs of this? But it's like, it's at a wedding. You smoke as much as you want. The box is for this. It's not coming home.
Yeah. Then you didn't get it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Because you're getting it to disperse. You're not necessarily giving it to...
Yeah, like, get whatever you can out of this.
Yeah. Yeah, this is the moment.
Yeah.
This I'm the worst.
You did smoke cigars with your dad, or you just have a memory of...
No, I have a memory of thinking, like, Michael Jordan turned me on to cigars. My father turned me off until my adulthood. Like, it just like, he made it look not that great, because Michael Jordan's this peak athletic figure, and it's like, wow, he gets away with smoking
Watch
cigars.
your father shank 4 in a row.
Oh, just try to reach around his stomach while hitting a 3-wood from the woods.
Dude, literally things are falling apart in St. Louis from this. Is this tornado country? Could this be Two
Yes,
Comics, Two
it must
Cigars
be, right?
tornado episode number 1?
2 comics, 2 cigars, 1 tornado. I'm going to go in the corner.
Yeah, go in the corner. Do your best. It's very difficult. God damn. Okay, this is definitely not going to be the best one. Let's all admit that. We did go. We're in St. Louis, Missouri. We went to a place called the Hill Cigar Company. This guy took some time with us, which was nice. I like it when a guy takes some time. He's like, what are you looking for? We're like, something light. We went in. Oh, he's got to tell him what these are. We went in for this one we found yesterday in a cigar lounge, a private cigar lounge. I figured out what to talk about. Dude, it's okay if it canoes. We're doing the best we can. We're not going to smoke this whole thing.
No. I feel good about the fact that this is even lit from
Lit
the
a little
center.
bit, yeah. So, what was the plan today? We went in to try to recreate the cigar we found yesterday. And I guess we should say what happened yesterday.
What was that? Yeah, well, we went to the Ritz-Carlton.
The Ritz-Carlton, which we're not welcome at. We're not those people.
That became very clear by the looks that we got.
Just staring at us as you
in.
go in. It was like, I guess, swingers. When they go into the party, everything stops.
Yeah, but even they were like dressed for that event.
Right. They were just, who are the new people?
Like,
we were
we look like assholes. Cause you're wearing a flannel. Like we look like almost L.A. rich.
Yeah.
Where they, it's almost the Mark Zuckerberg thing where you're dressed down intentionally and people have to guess what you do for a living.
Is that Gap or Gap Extreme?
Yeah. So maybe we had a little bit of that going for us, but it didn't look like it.
No, I can tell when rich people try to dress poor or their interpretation of poor, they can't fully do it. There's a grime level that they can't recreate. Remember in Parasite when they're like, you smell like something. Mm-hmm. And it was like, it's a poor person's detergent.
Mm-hmm. And also, I'll tell you who did it right, though, and you have to kind of mix in this lifestyle, I guess, is the Olsen twins. Because they looked grimy because they were doing coke and ripping butts all day.
Right. They stopped caring about showering.
They were just hanging with Heath and just ripping rails.
God, what it must have been like to be in those days, level of like in Hollywood or New York.
So I kind of was.
What do you mean?
Accidentally.
From what?
I hung out with a girl who used to actually hook up with Heath Ledger. And she was a wealthy, not really a socialite, but like her grandfather signed one of the major American bands and so she has that type of money.
Wow. I think so, but let's see if it's counting. It is. We're good.
Okay. So I think I talked about this on your pod or something, but for a little bit of time, we were like losing friends left and right. They're just dying.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's fun.
We used her money as like medicate it. Like that's how we just went out and were living crazy. And she happily spent it. And she'd take us to like One Oak. She'd take us to all those fucking places that I had no business being in.
I mean, you must get some joy out of going. For you, it's normal stuff, and people go, "What?" Like if you have a friend visit from fucking Mongolia, and it's like a squirrel. You're like, I can go somewhere there's more. You know, it's like I don't care about this, but okay, I can show you.
That's it. That's exactly right. But those places, like, I never felt like I was cool being there. I always felt like I shouldn't be there.
Right. There's a comedy gig in Hong Kong. Don't know if it's still there. One of the gigs was in a hotel, and it was like a Ritz-Carlton
Was that
type hotel.
documentary? Didn't Segura do a documentary?
No, I don't think they played. They might have played there, but it was not that. This was with Andy Courtain. But you walk in, it was the same thing as yesterday, where it's like, we should not be here.
Yeah.
We're wrong. We're imposing on them, and we're wrong.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean...
Yeah, and I was like, is there a comedy show here? I was like, ugh, I'm wearing a T-shirt. I feel bad.
Yeah, when you dress like shit for an event that you didn't realize was like as upscale as it is, there's it's hard, I guess, for them to look at you. Like they get mad, but it feels worse to be that person. So
yeah,
it's
you're like,
all
I'm
of your
ruining your
glares.
day. It's like, I would hate to be overdressed. I'm fine with. I do it all the time. I lean into overdressed. Don't like be shockingly overdressed. It's not working, is it? You might have a chance. You might have a chance. Now's your chance. It's a video podcast, so they're okay with the silence. You're gonna get nauseous for sure. It's gonna smoke right into the top.
I feel terrible. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I always get sick from lighting them, for sure.
Yeah.
Like that's my moment where I'm like, all I'm doing is breathing in. I don't really know how to do it, and then I'm just instantly nauseous before it even starts.
I feel like I'm doing a good job. Like I'm keeping it in my mouth.
Yeah.
But I'm not like
it's hitting the outsides now.
Oh, nice. Look at that.
You got it. It'll run. What were we talking about? Oh, being out of place there. So, we ran into two people from the show.
Yeah.
Lovely
we
couple.
We got denied initially.
We got denied. You go, oh, right,
yeah.
right.
We didn't talk about that because we're not staying at the Ritz-Carlton.
We're not staying. It just said Cigar Lounge.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
And that's where we were going after the show. We wanted to check it out.
We don't want to eat some unhealthy meal, so we went there.
And we went. The lady kind of laughed at us.
She was like,
a little bit.
Yeah, you need to be a hotel guest or a member of the cigar club. I'm like, oh, okay.
You don't just waltz into the Ritz-Carlton.
But I love how her answer was like, so you can eat out here in the lobby. Do you want a waiter? Like, no, we want to. Would that then give us access to the cigar lounge? She's like, no. It's
that was a
like,
good question, though.
Yeah, because otherwise, why would she be presenting it?
Yeah. Yeah, no, we clearly want to smoke cigars. We're not just here for like crudité.
Yeah. And it was, she was like, no, like, what did I just tell you? But it was confusing.
Yeah. In fairness, she probably does not come in contact with people of our ilk.
Yeah.
Very often.
This reminds me of Renazizi and Simone and our agent going to get a brunch in Denver at a nice place before we all went skiing. And they looked them up and down, dressed like, this, trash, but not like super trash, just have no sense of fashion. And they go, it's $79. And they looked at each of them and go, per person. He was like, do I not have that?
Yeah, that will make you feel like you don't have
like
$100.
They don't want us here.
Wow. Did they still eat there?
I don't think they did. No, I think they were chased out with the eyes. So anyway.
That's that's like a Dumb and Dumber moment where you can just like put double in their pocket and be like, I'll take seconds.
Yeah, I'll take seconds. Here's 170.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're leaving. We're like, okay.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Then we ran into two people from the show who were staying there.
And we're nice.
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, we're not here. We're trying to get the cigar bar. What time is it? Or you turned it off?
That was my wife FaceTiming me.
Fuck her. And they were like, we'll walk in there. Do you want us to walk in? They pretty much offered, right?
Well, I did some pretty slippery social maneuvering myself.
You played it right.
If I can give myself a little credit.
How'd you say it?
Because I was like, oh, they said you got to be a member or you have to be staying here to go. I was like, are you guys staying here?
Yeah, that's right. You did it really well.
Just kind of leading the witness slightly. So I'm not putting myself fully out there by being like, can you guys get us in?
Yeah. Are you guys staying here? And you're like, wait, that was one of the recommendations for getting in.
Yeah.
One of the requirements. Oh.
Yeah. And they were nice, and they let us in, and then also hung out with us for a little while.
Yeah, for a little bit,
which was cool.
Got a drink.
Well,
Yeah,
we watched the Warriors Nuggets game. We marveled at the Warriors' ability to switch in transition.
God damn,
and
they're
defense.
good.
So fucking fast.
And we hung out in this really cool old style cigar lounge. Oh, we got to talk about who was there. The clientele.
Oh yeah. It was like a cardiac surgery conference or something like that.
Yeah.
Right?
No,
I
still
just
good,
saw that.
baby.
I just saw the wind, and I'm ready to pounce. Keep steady, girl. Steady, girl.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was a convention, which I found are fuckathons. I stayed at the Crackers Hotel. You ever stay there?
No.
Okay, in
in
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I haven't done that club yet.
And I was hooking up with this chick there all the time, and it was like we were outside smoking. She was smoking. We were both smoking. But like there were these two people out there smoking. We got to talking, and they meet at like TGI Fridays conventions, and they have like liaisons.
No shit.
Yeah, like one lives in Cincinnati, and one lives in like fucking,
They
the
must.
Jacksonville, and they do the managerial conferences, and that's just a chance so they can like do some dumb shit during a day, free trip, and then they just get their fuck on.
That's like Peyton Manning having different chicks in other cities, and his wife just being completely cool with it. You know,
Isn't that I got hoes in
how
different
do you
area
not?
codes?
How do you not? If you're that type of traveling successful person,
If he's like, he'd probably be like, sweetie, I found one we can trust in fucking Chicago.
take it
Can
from
I just
me,
keep
a
going to that same
traveling
one?
failure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? Like that level of recognition and that level of just like travel where it's just like, you know who you signed up to be with.
Yeah.
But the
Shut up.
cardiologist, that's definitely, they're doing that on the DL. But we
Yeah.
were talking about like, this is their skank fest.
This is their skank fest.
Like they come together, they meet, they rage. There is definitely a level in which most people like kind of drop off, probably head back to their hotel
I'm
rooms.
sure there's some people. There was one Asian guy who seemed kind of uptight. He was like, almost like he'd been invited, like, let me check out what the social scene is.
Right.
But he's like, no, I'm here to succeed.
He's there just for the lectures.
Right. Yeah, make connections.
But so while we're milling about and we're like people watching, everybody has the same uniform on. They're all wearing the blazer with the white button up untied. So it's like
It's almost
casual corporate dominance.
It's almost this, like, you guys ready to rage?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah. 2 buttons down and
Yeah.
they're ready for Coke.
Ah, damn.
And that's what it felt like, where at some point, maybe that's why they don't have a bathroom in there, because it became too much.
A fuckathon.
They like concreted it up. The Coke and the fucks.
Yeah.
They probably had to cover
There
it.
should be a bathroom in there.
Yeah.
However,
like a big one.
if you could only get in with your ID card, you had to pee, and you're like, I can't because I can't get back in.
Mm-hmm.
If you did have your hotel card, it's not that big of a deal to go out to go to the bathroom.
No.
Really. It was
Yeah.
just restricted for us.
Yeah, but it's still like a walk. Like we still had to, when we went to piss after, we still had to like walk
Yeah,
around
if you're smoking
the
a
lobby.
cigar, it's like, hey, I'm missing like 3 or 4 minutes with it just to piss.
And the game.
And the game, that's right.
It's interrupting the entire flow
Your
of
good
the
time.
evening, and as an upper scale establishment, you'd assume they had a workaround.
That is one note for a cigar lounge at the Ritz-Carlton where we're not allowed in.
Yeah.
When unwelcome guests are in there, the proximity of the bathroom is restrictive to our experience.
That's right. Yeah, we need one so we don't have to use somebody else's card to get back in.
Yeah. Well, these are good notes. We did see some skanks there. It was nice. And whatever those models were, I don't know who those were.
I think they were called in pros, to be honest. Like, you know how during NBA All-Star Weekend, they'll have like the influx of prostitutes will go up by like 4,000%.
The high-level ones are like, we want you in here, make
Yes.
sure these guys have a good time.
100%.
These investors.
Yeah. Those girls, I don't think they were from here, dude. They
They weren't part of the Arch Conference, for
good-looking.
sure not.
They were so good looking.
They were really good looking.
Do you think St. Louis is that like high level in terms of prostitutes?
I think they all have those in there, but the fact that they were there that night is like, what's up?
Yeah, that's no coincidence.
Yeah, 3 super hot chicks together.
Yeah. And with like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of work. So they weren't like natural beauties that
Wearing
are just,
gowns though too. Like they're there to work.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, that
100%.
was interesting.
They were
Because there were just some regular like some whatever chiropractic conference chicks who were like, yeah, I mean, I'm
Still hot.
my husband's not here,
Right.
so like let's go for it.
Yeah.
Even if they weren't gonna fuck, they were at least getting loose.
That to me, and you know, I'm not much of a prostitute guy, but that to me is more attractive than that like hardcore Tommy Lee hot girl. You know what I mean? Like almost like fucking
the
red,
whitish
like,
lipstick.
Yeah.
The standard stripper.
Yeah. Like I mean, I'm certainly attracted to that. There's,
No, I agree with that.
But hotter is like almost the uptight businesswoman that looks like she's like dying for you to fist her.
Yeah. Like, my husband never gave me this.
Yeah. Spit
that would make
in
you
my
harder.
open mouth.
I've seen it in a film once. Look at that guy. Is that graduation?
There are so many events.
Is that a graduation, you think? Look at the kid.
It's a prom, dude.
It's prom.
That's prom.
Yeah. Prom.
But it's not even May.
It's April.
Yeah.
Junior. Is it maybe just a formal? They're going somewhere.
Yeah, maybe it's a college thing because this is a huge college campus. We saw.
Yeah.
What was that? University of Washington, St. Louis.
Yeah. Big campus.
Big campus. Shockingly, for an out-of-state school, right? Like University of Washington is Washington State.
Oh.
So for them to have a St. Louis.
Okay, but let me just offer a different explanation. One of our founders of this country was named Washington.
Yeah.
So it might be named after him.
So maybe Washington University is Washington State, and then this one, University of Washington, is named after George.
Yeah.
I
wonder if neither of us are right, or if one of us are right, or if both.
I think it's probably a satellite campus. I didn't see whether or not they're
University of Washington, St. Louis. Yeah, what a weird. But you can be out of state, in-state school.
Yeah.
So do you get like cheap tuition if you're from Washington State and going to school in St. Louis?
Maybe if it's like this is where the specified like majors are, where you have to come here if you want to be a veterinarian or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. Dude, are you going to send your kid to college based on how much it costs now? I know it's a while off.
It's not even so much on how much it costs. It's on the uselessness of it. Because
it's a waste of years.
It's a waste of years, and maybe not socially. Like maybe socially, it kind of gets them into the flow of things.
Sure,
and makes them
I would give you that. I would give you that for sure. Yeah,
that's certainly not worth $70,000 a year, though.
Right. What's the price of all that?
That you're almost better off getting them an apartment in the city and say get a job doing some low level thing that you want to do.
I remember dating a girl and she was like 22, but she had started working at 18, and she was far more worldly than like a fresh out of college with more experience. But also she's like, I have 4 years of experience.
Yeah,
like she's more hireable than like an educated or a diplomaed, inexperienced person.
College degree truly means not like you just have to lie. I lied.
Just so you have it.
I thought I graduated from Geneseo.
Yeah.
I found out a year later when they sent me some sort of letter that I didn't. So I was on the walking graduation list. And then a year later they told me that I didn't graduate because I was missing 3 credits, and it was public speaking.
So you got it.
Which is insane.
It's like, no, I haven't. You should be able to write like, hey, I've been a stand-up comedian for a year or two.
Yeah.
Like
I did. I offered to do a thesis on stand-up comedy and pay for the credits.
And
they told me, fuck you. Like, you got to come back or transfer or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'll never donate
$1.
So you're 3
credits short?
Yeah, 3
You're going to get it when you're like 65 and you're going to invite your kids. You're like, finally, I'm a college graduate.
No, I want to be like Bill Cosby and just get a fucking doctorate. Like
no, because then they can strip you of it if you rape a dozen or more women. You're going to be a 10 and you're going to go, fuck, this is like, you got to make sure one count. It's like, you don't want to be in that place.
Then you wake up and you're like, I wasted one. But yeah, I mean, so that's, I just don't know. But also, you have to send them to graduate school is the new 4-year college, because it used to be you go to college, you get a new job. Now,
right. Then you get a good job. Now it's like basic.
You don't get shit. That's like going to high school. You have to get some sort of specified degree.
Yeah.
A graduate degree to get any job.
So why not go straight to
note.
trade school, or now you have 7 years of experience.
Right.
1 year gap year, 1 year travel.
Right.
And then which tons of social experience.
Yeah.
And then you're worldly, and then 3 years of work, and you're better off.
The thing that what I have thought, and what would have maybe been a better path for me is the only good academic years pretty much of my life were the 2 years of community college I went to. I focused, I buckled down, I had a 3.93.
Go to a fucking party for losers?
Exactly. I played basketball too. So I was just like super hyper focused. I wish that I didn't do journalism or whatever horse shit I was doing. I wish I actually considered doing comedy or whatever back then, and then just did like a business degree on top of it.
Yeah.
Get a base associate's degree in business, and then take that to then take further courses or whatever, draw up a business plan. Like, that's what I would like my son to do, where it's like, get the base level of knowledge of business and then take specialized courses on what you want to create.
There was like 6 classes at University of Maryland where I need like junior business writing, which is like how to write a resume and shit like that. Like that's came in handy. Maybe one overall. Like
what a great class. I didn't have that.
Really?
Yeah. What a great fucking class.
Yeah, when to follow up, how to do a follow-up letter after an interview.
Yeah. I did take First Amendment law though, which has proven useful in comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Free speech.
Yeah, free speech, libel, malice, all that stuff. But
that's funny.
I think that's like the next kind of thing where you almost build your own degree or build your own education, where it's like, get your associates for cheap, go to a community college or something like that. Rockland Community had like an honors program where people went to fucking Harvard from.
Really?
Legitimately, if you take it seriously, somebody's getting killed.
Somebody's getting murdered, or they're just having fun playing.
Yeah.
One of those two. I would say whoever's doing that needs to learn
like different
to be
types
more
of
clear.
screens.
Yeah, it's not quite bloody enough to be bloody.
Yeah.
And it's not,
but it's close.
It's not fun. Yeah, it's closer to bloody, I'd say, than friendly. Oh, and that lady is getting stabbed. Maybe it was her. Maybe she was the one.
Yeah. Oh well. But
yeah, I would say like, nah, we're done with this.
You wouldn't send your kid to college?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a waste. I mean, not a waste. There is some benefit you get out of it, but like, not worth all that. And what you're giving up, I don't think it's.
But then as a comedian,
I mean, like 3 years out of college, you're not saying where you graduated anymore. It's just like
it depends where you go, though. That's the thing. As a comedian, we can understand the importance of the Netflix stamp or
Right.
HBO stamp.
Right. So if
that
you say I went
looks
to
good
Harvard,
to prospective suitors.
I
So it's like
guess.
if you have that stamp.
But if you say I went to University of Maryland, it's like it's public ivy. But it's like nobody's
Yeah.
like, ooh, unless they also went to Maryland, then it's like.
Yes. Yeah, then there's a camaraderie.
I tell you what, they were talking about like the gap year and the hole in your resume and how people should just like lean into it. It's like, yeah, I spent a month in Laos, and then I went to like I rode a train from Tibet to wherever.
Right.
People are like, what? Instead of going like, yeah, I went to school again for a year.
Right.
It's like way cooler to say that.
Yeah, and also it gives you an interesting perspective. Like, dude, as a comedian, early comedian, I tried to get as many office jobs with zero responsibility as I could. So even when I was offered, like, hey, do you want to do more? I'd be like, no, I'm doing this to do comedy.
Yeah, I don't want to move up in this place.
But even at the end, they were bringing me into like pitch meetings for advertising and marketing plans, trying to punch it up and make it funny because
really?
they knew I did comedy. So
Interesting. You're more worth it.
That additional perspective, they were like, come in, you have more to offer than this dipshit that went to Brown.
Yeah.
You know?
I had a friend who worked at the patent office. Very interesting job. Showed us the patents. All you got to do is say if it infringes on another patent or if it's original. You don't have to say if it's a good product or anything.
Yeah.
But he said they kept trying to get hired by law firms because they're like, oh, you know that side of the patent office. So
Right.
the patent law firms they're like, every year you work at the patent office, you're more like worth it to them to have you, to give you like, a giant salary to be like, give us the know-how.
Yeah.
Stand up. Yeah, it's great know-how.
That's so
If
crazy.
you want to do a
That's crazy.
non-stand-up job.
That makes sense, though.
They should pay you more because you're like, I'm clearly giving up a dream to be in this meeting. Right. So like, I deserve more.
But isn't that crazy? Is that the onus is to go to school, and everybody says go to school, get your education.
I think
blah,
it's
blah,
an old
blah, all that.
standard.
I think so too, because it's funny that even with that, with other shit, it's the experience mostly that counts, and everybody, unless it's like coding or something, a very specific skill, you can kind of pick it up on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. You learn on the go.
Yeah.
But it's like, people 10 years out of college are way behind the people just getting out of college for tech stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, you just got to keep up.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny is like most of these kids that are just self-learning all this shit are not only surpassing people that are already working in the professional world, but they're developing past.
Oh, dude, I think when I was at Maryland, we had the guy in school with us, the guy who invented the Palm Pilot. He was like 26 or something like that. He was like, yeah, I'll get an American degree.
Why
but it's
not?
like, yeah.
That's
I
what's
think it's
funny.
some Russian.
It is funny though. I just performed for like a group of 50 or 60 15 to 17-year-old kids from Ireland.
Really?
It was like a school trip, and they
I
came
love
to
those.
New York Comedy Club.
I love those.
And I was like, do any of you plan to come to the States for college? And they were like, are you fucking kidding me?
To
Like,
spend that much.
they were like, that's a joke. They're like, you could get a way better education for far less money over in Ireland, and then I'll work there, and then I'll probably get poached by one of your companies anyway.
Right. Yeah, honestly, that's what you should do. Send your kid to school in Ireland.
Yeah.
where it's like now you have life experience, being in a new place, learning a new culture, and you get a fucking great education for fucking $800 a year. Oh, you're out of state? Well, okay, $950. NYU's like 70 grand a year.
Yeah, I think it's more than that.
More if you like books and fucking room and board.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I mean,
you get to fuck though. Great place to lose your virginity.
Did you do that?
College?
Lose your virginity in NYU?
No, at college.
When I went to 2 years of junior college, and then I was like basically applying all these different places, most of which that would accept me in basketball. And I applied to Tufts almost as like I have a really good.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The Elephants? What's Tufts? Dumbos?
Oh, you mean their mascot?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if they even have one. They're just
Okay.
like Tufts University, top 50 in the world. That's their whole shit.
Yeah.
And they were 60 at the time.
60th in the world?
60,000.
Oh my God.
A year. And they gave me 14,000 for academics. And I was like super excited because I had no idea how much they were.
It's like,
they cost
you
all
have
in.
45 more.
Yeah, and I was
That's
like,
okay.
oh, I can't do
Damn.
that. I'm paying off fucking SUNY.
Wow.
Still to this day.
Really?
And it's like, yeah, I mean, I've deferred it for as long as humanly possible.
It's not like it's worth that
Nothing.
much. It's nothing in your field except experience. There is something to be said for like, I'm now through like breaking down books. I'm able to critically analyze the world.
The one thing that I got out of it was I have one friend still.
Okay.
Basically. And I have
friends is something.
Yeah.
I have a lot of friends.
But I
from
only
college.
have one. I have more friends from my first 2 years. And I also got this one class, humanities, out of it, where I had to read the Bible. I read like Dante's Inferno, all these different religious texts that we then abstractly or metaphorically broke down, as opposed to like just what does this mean by word definition.
Yeah.
And it was maybe one of the most interesting 2 classes I've ever taken, and I do credit them with changing my thinking a little.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that part is
Yeah.
real. That
Yeah.
part is real. Of the ability, like I can think differently now.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm a brainwashed liberal.
Yeah. But also something to be like, all the people who went to college and had a good regular 4-year college experience, 4.5, 5. But like, when people are like, oh, I didn't go to college, I don't have that experience. Like, yeah, but you do have a different experience. You do have hanging out with your work friends.
Yeah.
You have, or going to community college. Like, there's a different, it doesn't mean it's better or worse, it's just different.
Yeah. I had buddies that went like straight to ironwork, and now they're making like 180 grand a year. They're gonna
so much debt, and you just keep paying off the principal. I mean, the interest.
Yeah, it's crazy. And all of them, like they were fucking not dumb, but certainly not. They didn't do well at school.
I paid mine off like 6 years ago, and I'm successful.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing well.
Yeah. I don't have a lot to go. I have one big paycheck away.
Wow.
From being able to be like,
Just
well,
pay it
fuck
off,
you forever.
be gone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm done. But man, is it a frustrating thing to just even have looming? It sucks. It's like I'm 3 years away from 40, and this is still in my life.
Now I'm gonna get my education.
Yeah.
I like how Ed O'Bannon was like, well, they give you an education. Like, no, they don't. They're just writing us a note.
Right.
We're not taking kinesiology classes and dumb fucking PE shit. We're not actually getting we're not lawyers suddenly.
Yeah.
They're just writing us and they get them for free.
It's a receipt.
Yeah, it's a receipt like, here, you're college educated, but it's just fake. It's like, he said it's like giving a hamburger if you're a restaurant. Like, that costs you like 17 cents.
Yeah, that's like people that were surprised that Kyrie Irving was like a flat earther. And they're like, he went to Duke. It's like he went to Duke for 11 minutes.
Right.
And he probably
wasn't in the
went to
research department.
He didn't go to a single fucking class.
Exactly.
It's like, that guy is not Duke educated.
Yeah. It is nice for the people who are like on the golf team, like, no, I am not going pro.
Right.
I will use this education, for free with a little bit of golf.
Yeah, 100%.
But
that's one of those things, though, we were talking about where you use comedy to travel, and you're like, wow, look at this. Jokes got me here. It's like, those guys, golf, just got me a medical degree.
Yeah.
They just paid for my fucking
Sean Bradley?
degree. Yeah.
No, Bill Bradley.
He's dead. Oh,
Sean Bradley died?
Yeah.
Really?
From being too tall.
Wow. No, Bill Bradley is who I was thinking of, the senator.
Yes.
It's
actor, senator.
Yeah, actor, senator. It's like, you were just a basketball player at BYU also, or no?
I think he was, yeah.
Is Bradley a Mormon name?
I don't know. He had crazy eyebrows, though.
What do you think of the cigar? Honest opinion. By the way, so before I even say this, so this is the first one of these you do. I assume you're going to do more with other friends.
Definitely.
At some point, it's probably nice to say, oh, so you don't, okay, oh, here's what I can say. We're not under contract with any of these people, and we're not going to get anything, and there's no onus to say anything nicer or mean or anything about them. Honest opinion, because it's just for fun.
Yeah.
What do you think of this cigar?
This is going to sound weird to say.
Yeah.
This tastes like my dad.
Wow.
Like it really does.
Interesting.
I am ensconced in familiarity. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the smell can bring you back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the sensation I'm feeling right now. Like I am very much in conversation with you and also kind of on Blue Hill Golf Course right now in Orangeburg, New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
I'd say worth it.
Yeah.
I went to get Burmese food with Bobby and Big J, and I didn't think they'd say yes, but we're in Fort Wayne. They said it's the largest amount of people from Myanmar outside of Southeast Asia.
No shit.
City. So I was like, okay. So they had a few. We went. Surprised that they're not adventurous eaters, but they went and they enjoyed it enough. But here's my point. Just that taste, that first taste, I was instantly like the memories were coming back of like where I'd eaten this before.
Yeah.
Smell is a for sure one where you're like, oh, it just takes you to a place.
Yeah. I've had tacos that have brought me back to Tulum, which is basically downtown Brooklyn, Mexico. Yeah. But they do have some of the fucking best tacos I've ever had in my entire life. And every once in a while, you'll get hit with something. There's a place that's in the Chelsea market where they make their own tortilla and everything is very like
and authentic, it tastes like that.
And it tastes like
wow,
that. Yeah,
that's interesting.
And
too.
you're almost like shit. I'm in a rope swing right now, dude. This is gnarly.
Wow. Yeah, it gives you back memories that weren't even there, like so hidden. You're like, oh, like you can see a crack of a sidewalk almost. Like it's like sort of picture it.
Yeah.
So this takes you back to your dad on the golf course?
Yeah, and
that's cool.
And it's funny that like, you know, I've spent long years on podcasts talking shit about my dad and just our relationship in general, and now I'm attempting to move past it, and I feel like I'm emotionally at the best place that I've been about it, and this is not flooding me with negative feelings. Is he still
alive?
Yeah.
You still talk to him?
We now talk. So like we didn't talk for a long time. We had a really destructive, violent relationship for a long time.
That's so crazy to me.
Yeah, and now it's just kind of like, all right, it's whatever. I'm just trying my best.
That's so nuts.
Well, because you know what did it, and this might not interest you because it does involve children, but my son sometimes has my dad's face. Like,
oh, so it makes you think of him again?
And it makes me think of his childhood, and it brings me back to the fact that he was once just a kid, an empty slate, and he was impacted enough by his abuses to become what we became. Right.
You
know what I mean? So
yeah, when you see that, it's like, oh, you're just a product of some shit that happened to you.
Yeah, and it really made me like empathize with him in a deep level where I don't excuse a lot of the shit that he's done because it's still his decision, but it does make me feel for him.
I get that. It's like when people like shit on somebody on Twitter, some comedian, and it's like, what the fuck? But you're also like, oh, you're an addict to that thing, or you're going through something of your own. That's why you're lashing out. It is bothersome that it's lashing out at me, or that he was a bad dad to you.
Yeah.
But if he was a dad to someone else, you could be like, I see why you're like that. Your dad
100%.
hit you.
100%.
But it's like
his dad put a pistol in his mouth right in front of him.
Wow, that's hot.
Didn't pull the trigger, but blew it long and hard.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh my God.
But yeah, all 8 kids were there, and my grandmother, and I think he did some months in the funny hospital, and then spent quite a bit.
Your dad?
No, my grandpa.
Your grandfather, right? So then it's like you can forgive him a little, or understand it.
Yeah. It's not even about forgiveness. Yeah. It has nothing to do with forgiveness. It has everything to do with understanding, and just kind of like now. I'm a man. Like for the first time in my life, I feel like a man because I'm very much responsible for the life of a human being.
Yeah.
My wife could do without me. Before we had a kid, if I died, she'd be fine.
Like, okay.
Yeah, she'd be hurt, but she'd be fine. My kid would be really fucked. Like it'd be a tough blow for him. So that change and that responsibility has made me throw away the little boy that was upset with my dad.
Right.
Because it's not even that, it's like
understanding is a good way. Like if I look at like even Chris Rock, Will Smith, and it's like 100%. We're every comics on the same side on this pretty much.
Yeah.
But like, I can also not excuse but understand Will Smith. Oh, this chick is fucking
man,
making your life hard.
Yeah.
Like, still don't do it, but
Yeah.
I can't be like, wait, what was that? It's like, no, I understand what it was.
Yeah.
He overreacted, but I get where it's coming from.
Do you know what it made me?
Not enough to forgive him, but like,
No, yeah. You
But
know what
like,
it made me
oh,
understand about
what?
Will Smith is that or about anybody in general in fame, is that there is no amount of money that makes you stop reading comments. Because that motherfucker read the comments.
Yeah.
That's what that was. That was 2 years of hearing cuck jokes, of hearing she wishes
sorry.
you were Tupac. She fucked that your son's friend. Like
Yep.
what the hell? This is, all that shit, and that was what was swirling in his brain very clearly in that moment where he just lashed out to an innocuous joke.
yeah, she just fucking ran over you.
Yeah. And me personally, who also reads comments that are very
Yeah.
hurtful. I get it.
Right. It's like, I get it. You can still, right. You can be like, I don't forgive you. I don't
Yeah, I've never
justify it or
smoked somebody in
excuse
the
what your
face
dad
for
did,
it.
but like, I get why you'd want to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understanding will help the world.
Yeah, I think so, because the forgiveness thing is bullshit. Because I don't think people really do. There's always
Never
a part
forgive
of you
anybody.
that hangs on to it.
Even if you're like, I forgive you, you're like, you didn't forget though.
No, not at all.
Forgive really is like, oh, yeah, I don't think about that.
Right. Yeah.
Or like if they say like, I forgave you instantly, you really do forget about it.
Yeah.
If I was supposed to meet you there and you went to the club without me,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, I waited for you for like 20 minutes. Like, I'm really sorry. A month later, I'm not thinking about it still.
Yeah,
I really
yeah.
did forgive you. Thank you for saying you're sorry. And it's just done.
Yeah. Yeah. But those big things,
No
like
forgiveness.
indelible scars, those are not forgiven.
Yeah, I've moved
ever.
on past it.
Yeah.
I'll have you in my life, but that was wrong. You wronged me.
Yeah.
No.
Similar to loss. It's like, you hear people talk about their parents passing away or anything like that.
I'm
and
over
it's
it. But it's like, you're not.
no, you're not. There's no way to be. That's consciousness. That's
yeah,
humanity.
you would choose to have them there forever. See,
Right.
no mic's thing good. You can just
It's
go off
great.
and you can keep
It's
talking.
The best. I got to get me some of these.
Yeah. Here's another thing we do because I think we have to wrap it up soon
Yeah.
because we're gonna shower, right?
Yes.
And then
I'd
go to
like
the club. So we got about half an hour. Okay. This is Bobby's idea. Would you buy, now that you've smoked these, would you buy one of them, 5 of them, or a whole box, or none? What would you rate it? Buy a box, buy 5. I said 3 because like one for you, one for a friend, and then
Yeah.
one to have on your own, but he
Yeah.
likes 5.
Yeah.
Or 1. They'd be like, if I saw it again, I'd buy it again. That's what 1 means.
I would definitely buy one.
Those ones I showed you, the one I said won cigar of the year, whatever that one. It was like I instantly bought 5 because I'm like,
Oh, really?
I'm going to give 2 of these to Bobby. I'm going to smoke one with Bobby, and I want one for myself. But
That's
not
great.
enough to get a whole box of them.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't want to like.
I don't think so. I don't know if anybody besides me
Would have that sense
be
of memory.
impressed.
That's for sure. That's your experience.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean no. You're not judging to anybody else. Just for yourself.
Yeah, just for myself.
So if this is one of those where like this will take me back to my childhood,
Yeah.
I'll get a pack.
I'd buy one. I think I'd buy one. Because I also don't know if this is like a cigar. If you handed it to somebody, they'd be like, "Wow,"
Right.
Thank you.
So that means if you saw it again, you're like, oh, I can smoke this one again.
Yeah.
These will be in cigar stores. This is not
For
a rare
sure.
one, right?
No.
And how much
How much? What?
was it?
It was $9.
$9.
Yeah.
That's crazy cheap.
It's a $9 good
I
time.
almost never smoke a cigar under 10.
No.
I'm like, this is gonna be bad. This
Yeah.
is not a $9 price cigar taste.
No,
It's
thinking
well
about
above that.
it, it's like it is like it's less than a movie.
Less than a movie.
It
about the
probably,
same
if you
amount of
nurse
time.
it, if you chill and we're doing a podcast and stuff like that, it kind of is just like watching a movie.
Also, you could do a thing where you could have it like put it out from.
Yeah.
Let's say you're watching a whole game, a 2-hour game. At some point, you're just putting it out. You're letting it go out, and then you're gonna relight it.
Yeah. There is part of me though, as somebody who no longer drinks, that would love a whiskey with this.
Yeah.
Like love. That would be.
You ever do the dip back in the whiskey?
No, but that sounds good.
Yeah, and then you get a little whiskey taste just right at the edge.
Ooh, nice.
I would give it. I would not buy 5 of these. I would for sure not buy a pack. I would buy one again.
Yeah.
If I saw it and I was looking for a cigar, like if I have Village Cigars where they don't have a giant selection, but you're like looking for something you know.
Yes.
And I saw this, I'm like, oh, we can get these. This will
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'd buy one. One at a store.
I am a cigar sucker though, in the sense that like, if it's well packaged, like
Yeah.
the one that we
Just
almost
like wine.
did,
Just like wine.
and if it's expensive,
Yeah.
I immediately assume it's the best.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. Like I used to have a joke about it where I was like, Rogan had this theory, which I don't mind it, that he'll just buy the most expensive of any. Like he was buying a Volcano.
Yeah.
And this is when he had News Radio money, or like early Fear Factor maybe. So it wasn't like he was definitely rich.
Sure.
But not Sultan rich. But he goes, just buy the most expensive Volcano. Bong, whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, it's gonna be the best one.
Right.
They're like, well, what feature? He goes, just don't even waste time. Just the most expensive one, get it. If you have enough money, then just do that. $250 instead of $190, just whatever.
Wow.
And I go, when I tour Australia, I'm like, with that in mind, the cocaine here must be the best in the world and not this shitty supercut crap you guys have.
It's like $100 a gram, right?
It's so bad too. They don't ever. So when they travel, they go nuts on coke. Like it's pure coke, which is like not pure.
No, it's stepped on fentanyl laced.
So, no, they don't have fentanyl though. They just have like baby powder.
Well, that's nice.
Oh, tell them about the cigar we saw that we were thinking of going to get.
Oh yeah, let me get the name of it because it is a certain name.
So we saw this at the cigar place. We ended up smoking a short story, Arturo Fuente short story.
Yes.
Yeah, and that was good for 13. We saw this place for 9.
And we almost smoked The Leaf by Oscar Toro Corojo. And that
it's a Toro.
It's a Toro. I guess.
I don't know the brands. Not the brands.
But I think it's Oscar. The Leaf by Oscar. That's what all those things.
I thought
say.
Toro's a style of cigar.
Oh, maybe it is. Yeah.
Robusto or Toro.
I don't know anything.
I don't know those either. And we were gonna get that. It's $18 at this place. Yeah. How much? What did we find it for?
We found it for 12.
12.
Yeah.
And now, okay, just so you guys know, and it's a cigar lounge instead of a store. The Ritz-Carlton Cigar Lounge is expensive.
Yes.
About 50%.
I assume most of the people there probably had their own.
Those boxes.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I like, and not even just the lockers or anything like that. Like, I bet people brought their own shit in there.
Right.
That makes sense. And then they get the drinks, and the drinks are expensive.
Yeah, you can bring your own cigar into a cigar lounge.
Yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Not the one we went to today.
Yeah, but that almost sold me because, again, I'm a sucker for packaging.
Weird wrap.
Yeah.
And we're like, is this cigar? It looks like it would splinter apart.
Yeah.
And
It looked like you just smoked the whole thing.
Yeah. And the guy's like, that's the wrapper. You take that off. And we're like, oh. But then what did this guy say? Whatever his name. I forgot his name. He told me.
So this guy, the guy last night almost romanticized it and made it sound kind of cool.
Yeah. So we're like, maybe we should get those.
And then we said it to the gentleman at the cigar bar or cigar shop today who was smoking a cigar, probably his third of the day, as he said, or his third of the shift. And he is not in the shape to be smoking that many cigars. I mean, that guy's going down quick.
I said right to his face, like, you can't smoke this much. We don't want to lose you. I didn't know how that would go over.
And then, but he made it. He was like, oh yeah, that's like just packaging. It's like a little gimmick. And the way he flippantly said gimmick made me feel like
it's
a fucking
shitty.
Fool.
Yeah.
We're
like, oh no, yeah, I knew that. Yeah, of course.
I was such a sucker for falling for it. It's a great gimmick. It makes it seem more artisanal, like some guy did it with his feet on the beach or something like that. Like, it's just like insane. And yeah, the guy completely like switched me off of it just with that little flippant, like, not from,
To that guy's credit, he was not steering us to the most expensive ones.
No, not at all.
He steered us to a $9 cigar. And he wasn't really, what did he say? For the price point. Because he goes, you can get a better cigar, but for this, it's way above this level. And I would agree with him.
Yeah, I would agree also. But that's
Romeo
what you get.
Reserva.
That's what you get when you don't work on commission. Either is like, if you work there and you're making a decent salary, then that guy is not pushed to sell you bullshit.
He's not getting tips.
Yeah, he's not trying to, the cod isn't about to turn, so he's not pushing the special on you. You know what I mean? Like, he's just there for the love of the game, and he was just providing us with information, which that's underrated.
I agree. Good job. I think he nailed his job in that moment.
Yeah,
he really rose to the occasion.
Yeah.
He gave us real advice. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That guy, I think that guy's the best part of the cigar. And overall.
And he recognized you as we were walking out. So it was the perfect bit of notoriety. You had already paid.
I had been pleasant to him the whole time, being very friendly on a non-understanding of him recognizing me. And then it came out, I was like, sweet. I already laid it down. Ari's a cool little dude.
Yeah. Cool guy. Yeah, man. That's the thing is like you learn from the one person that like meets somebody once on a bad day. And then it becomes a story that they're a fucking
I think half of those stories, like, I'm in the middle of signing divorce papers. I'm sorry I didn't have time for a fucking who's so rude. They don't even consider themselves, but
I'm running to shit.
That's the problem with being a celebrity is like you can't ever go, excuse me. You can't anything. They know who you are. Not like that guy was rude.
Yeah, I want one of those cars so bad. the new Bronco. I mean, I would take an old one over that, but I like the new ones as well.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice little half convertible.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost like a Jeep too, but it doesn't
How
seem
much are
that
those?
sturdy. I would assume they start at like 40.
I would have to have that not in the city. It's a retarded car for the city.
That's
You
a
pay more
that's
for
a
parking.
beach car.
But beach car,
Yeah.
or if you live in the burbs
Yeah.
to drive around, go to the mountains.
Yeah. That's a nice car.
All right, Mike Cannon, thanks. What's your podcast called again?
Here's the scenario, and then by the time this comes out, my special might be out. But May 18th on my YouTube, Mike Cannon
Let's
Comedy.
assume it's out.
Let's assume it's out. So
On Mike
watch
Cannon
it.
Comedy?
On
So-
Mike Cannon Comedy on YouTube. It's called White Privilege Homeless.
Wait, I'm Mike Cannon?
No, just Mike Cannon Comedy.
On
my
Mike
social
Cannon.
media is I am Mike Cannon across the board. YouTube is Mike Cannon Comedy. Just look
Yeah.
up Mike Cannon. You're gonna find me. And it's White Privilege Homeless, and then I have a crowd
White
work special.
Privilege Homeless.
Yeah, then I
Great.
have a crowd work special coming out in July.
And I have Ari Shaffir Jew will be out any day if it's not out already. That's my new special. And Double Negative on Netflix. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. This has been Two Comics, Two Cigars. Mike Cannon, Ari Shaffir, and the Romeo y Julieta, that means and Julieta, Reserveria, $9. Good job. And the guy gave us a fucking ashtray,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It's the bottom of one of these boxes.
That we didn't use really.
We did not use it all. I'll save it for another time. All right. Good job. Let's call it.
Sweet.